Did you catch that? Because this sure as hell isn't something I would have expected to see from Nick Fury, even in his most vulnerable state. So what's the deal, Marvel? Why does Nick Fury act and look completely different in Secret Invasion compared to previous portrayals? And I simply won't accept he's mourning the loss of Tony and Nat as an answer. Well, let's dive right in and find out. It really is no coincidence that Nick Fury looks so different in the trailers released for Secret Invasion. Sure, he has aged in the 13 years since The Avengers. Almost all the superheroes have. Not you, Paul Rudd. But for Fury to go from this to this is uncanny. He almost looks like a completely different person. And the absence of his iconic eye patch, something just seems really off with Nick Fury. Now, although we have been told that Fury's change in appearance is due to this series' depiction of Fury showing more of his vulnerable side, I'm simply not buying it. First off, why does Marvel feel the need to clarify this? If Fury really is in his most vulnerable state, why not let us come to this conclusion ourselves? Let the story do the talking, unless this is simply a red herring, and, well, this isn't Fury at all. The biggest clue seems to be the one staring us right in the face. Nick Fury doesn't have his distinctive eye patch, and if Fury is a Skrull, it wouldn't be all that difficult to understand why. Have you ever tried closing one eye and determining depth? Because without both of your eyes, depth perception doesn't really work all that well. Not to mention, you are losing 50 degrees of field view, which might be crucial in certain scenarios, especially in something like combat. And we don't often see Fury without his eye patch, but when we do, it almost never is used to show Fury's vulnerability. Actually, it's quite the contrary. Fury's blind eye has been used to symbolize his distrust, not only towards the external world, but also towards those in his inner circle.
But if you want to stay ahead of me, you need to keep both eyes open.
So for the lack of his eye patch to now suggest anything other than his faith in humanity growing would be quite the opposite of what we would expect for his character. What's more, do you think it's a coincidence that Secret Invasion is being depicted as a thriller, of all things? Thrillers are notorious for their deceptive endings. Imagine a scenario where we are immersed in a suspenseful storyline, one with the character whom we believe to be the only one we can trust, and whose perspective we have witnessed everything from, suddenly turns out to be a Skrull themselves. Without a doubt, such a twist would be eye-opening. Literally. But is it really all that far-fetched? We know that Skrulls are shapeshifters who are able to take on the appearance of any person they desire. And we have seen Nick Fury use this trick before. Multiple times actually. The most obvious example was in Far From Home, where it was revealed that Talos has been in disguise as Nick Fury throughout this Spider-Man movie. But we have also seen this trick used by Nick Fury in Marvel's What If series, where it was Loki who was disguised as Fury this time, all as a ruse to outsmart the villain. You see, Fury's determination to maintain control of any given situation means he's willing to go to any length to achieve his objective. Why would we expect anything less from Fury in Secret Invasion? Fury formed the Avengers. He's a spy, former CIA operative, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. This guy is no amateur when it comes to counterintelligence. Fury has the mental acuity to grasp the possibility that one of his allies may be a Skrull. Looking at you, Rhodey and Maria, surely it would be a misstep for Fury to not take the necessary precautions to protect himself from this potential threat. And if that does mean adopting the disguise of a Skrull themselves, Fury would not hesitate in doing so.
The most ruthless person I ever met.
I did what I did to protect people.
And on top of this, if he is unsure who he can trust, why risk everything and place himself in the heat of a battle? Especially when he doesn't necessarily need to do so. Back then, Fury formed the Avengers to do what he couldn't. He knows his limitations, and it simply makes more sense for Fury to continue to stay behind the scenes and pull the strings, just as he has done in the past. But what do you think? Could this version of Fury actually be a Skrull in disguise? This is only one small part of Phase 5 of the MCU. If you want to discover just why Kang the Conqueror orchestrated his own death in Quantumania, yes, Kang engineered his own dismay, be sure to check out this video here. See you next time.